Hi everyone, welcome to Aptitude Class Guru. In today's video, we are going to discuss about mock test paper 2 explanation. Without any delay, let's get started. Look at the first question. The numbers 272738 and 232342 when divided by number n, a 2-digit number. So n is a 2-digit number and leaves the remainder of 13 and 17 respectively. Find the sum of the digits of n. So just look at the question. When you divide 272738 by n, it is getting a remainder 13, such that if you subtract 13 from the number is exactly divisible by n. So that just first subtract the 13 from the 272738 and 17 from 232342, then the number is exactly divisible by n. So those two numbers are nothing but 272725 and 232325, which is exactly divisible by n. Now we have to find the value of n, which exactly divides these two numbers. Simply take the difference of these two numbers. The difference between 272725 and 232325 is nothing but 225's got cancelled and 00, and 2327 difference is 4, 10, and 2723 difference is 4. So the difference between those two numbers become 40400. But I need to find the factor in terms of 2 digits only, such that split this number into further factors. When I have seen last 2 zeros, I will write it as a 100, and there is a 2 4s, so it is a 4 multiple, and I have left with 101. 4 is not a factor of these two numbers. Why? Because what is the divisibility rule of 4? If the last 2 digits are divisible by 4, then the entire number will be divided by 4, but the last unit digit is odd number, such that 4 can't divide the number. So 4 is not the answer. And when coming to the 101, 101 is a 3-digit number. Here I have to find 2-digit number, and 101 is a prime number. We can't divide further. 101 is the least prime number in 3-digit number. And lastly, when coming to the 100, we can further divide into 25 and 4. So we already know that 4 is not the factor for the given numbers. 4 is not answer anymore. So I have left with 25. Please check the divisibility rule of 25. The divisibility rule of 5 is last digit divisibility, and when coming to the 25 divisibility rule, if the last 2 digits of the number is the multiple of 25, the number will be definitely divisible by 25. So here last 2 digits are 25. So 25 will definitely divide these two numbers, such that the answer for the given problem is 25 is the factor of the given two numbers. And we need to find the sum of the 2 digits. Then what is the sum of the 2 digits? 2 plus 5. So the answer is 7. So we're going to the next problem. Look at this problem. The letters in the word ADOPTS are permuted in all possible ways and arranged in alphabetical order. Then find the word at the position 42 in the permuted alphabetical order. In alphabetical order, A will come first. So A is the first letter which will obtain, and we have left with 5 blank places. So these places can be filled in 5 factorial ways. 5 factorial is nothing but 120, right? But here I need to find the word at the position 42. We need to find a rank less than 120. So that word definitely starts with A. So I am filling the second place with D in alphabetical order. Then I have left with 4 places. Places can be filled in 4 factorial ways. 4 factorial is nothing but 24. The word which position at 42 is more than this 24. So we have to go further. So simply I am replacing the D with the next alphabetical order letter, which is nothing but O. After AD started words, we are going with the AO starting words. So in AO starting words, still we are left with 4. Still we are left with 4 positions. So 4 letters can be arranged in 4 positions in 4 factorial way, such that we will get the answer again 24. But if you add these two numbers 24 plus 24, the total crosses the 42. So we should not consider all the words started with AO. Why? Because if you consider all the words starts with AO, it's crossing our position 42. So I need not to consider all the words starts with AO. I need to stop somewhere between AO to next alphabetical letters. So I don't wanna complete this statement. I am going with the next internal statement such that AO, after O I am placing alphabetical order D letter. So we have left with 3 positions. In 3 positions we have chances that 3 factorial ways. 3 letters can be placed in this blanks as 3 factorial such that 6 possibilities. So 24 plus 6, 30 words completed. Then again go for the next possibility, AO, and in place of D next alphabetical value is P. So I am placing P and we have left with 3 blanks, 3 places, and again I can place 3 factorial ways such that again 6. If you add these numbers AD 24 and AOD words 6, AOP words 6, if you sum these numbers we are getting 36 as a number, but we need 42nd word. So consider next as AOS, which is also having a number of word possibilities is 3 factorial equal to 6. 36 plus 6, 42. So exactly we are getting the sum of 42 at the end of these ASO words. So AO, all words we need not to consider such that 24 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, 42. So last 3 letters in the descending order T, P, D we have to take such that at the end of the 42nd position is AOS, such that the word will be in alphabetical order at the 42nd position is nothing but AOS TPD. Let's look at the next problem. How many different ways can letter of word leading can be arranged in such a way that the vowels always comes together? So please find the how many vowels are there initially in the given word. E is a vowel, A is a vowel, I is a vowel. So there are 3 vowels and all the vowels should be together. Vowels should be together. I am considering all the vowels as a single word X. So when I have considered the 3 letters as a X, I have left with how many letters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In how many ways I can arrange 5 letters? Which is nothing but 5 factorial, right? But it is not the answer. Why? Because X is not a single letter. It is a combination of 3 alphabets. All vowels should be together, but they can alter their positions. So how many ways you can write 3 vowels alternatively, which is nothing but again 3 factorial, right? So this is the answer. This is the arrangement of the word and this is the internal arrangement of the vowels. So 5 factorial is 120 and 3 factorial is 6. So 6 12s are 72. So answer is 720. Look at the next problem. How many ways a team of 11 must be selected a team of 5 men and 11 women such that the team must comprise of not more than 3 men. So here the question is I have to create a 11 members team, and in this 11 members what is the condition is given? The team must comprise of not more than 3 men such that the team may consist 0 members men and the team may consist 1 man, the team may consist 2 men and the team may consist 3 men, but not more than 3, such that the only possibility for men is we have to choose from 0 to 3 only. So the team combinations will be 0 men and 11 women, 1 man and 10 women, 2 men and 9 women, or 3 men plus 8 women is the possibility. So the team consists, first possibility is 0 men and 11 women. So what is the number of ways that we can select 11 women out of 11 women, which is nothing but 11C11. What is the second situation? Number of ways, 1 man from out of 5 men such that 5C1 into other number of ways of 10 women we have to select from 11. We have to select 10 members out of 11 members, which is nothing but 11 C10, and so on. All the conditions you have to complete and simplify these combinations. You will get the answer as 2256. Just look at it. 11 C11 is the first way, and if you select one man, this is the second case. If you select the two men, this is the third case. If you select the three men, this is the fourth case. If you calculate the values, you will get the answer as 2256. Just look at the next problem. From top of a 9 meters high building AB, the angle of elevation of the top of the tower CD is 30 degrees, and the angle of depression of the foot of the tower is 60 degrees. What is the height of the tower? If you draw the picture for this given problem, it look like this. So I need to find the height of the total tower, which is nothing but CE. Just look at it. Already we know that height of the AB is nothing but 9 meters, such that DE length also 9. I have to find the length of this CD. In order to do that, this is a right angle triangle, and we have to find the one. If you find one of the side, we will definitely find the another side of the given triangle by use the sines, tans and cos rules to find the answer easily. Just look at it. There is a right angle triangle here and there is a right angle triangle here. If you find the horizontal length of this AE, then it will be equal to the BD, such that I need to find it. Just look at it. It is a square, right? So in square, the angle of the corner is 90 degrees. Here 60 already completed, such that this is 30 degrees. If it is 30 degrees and it is 90 degrees because of right angle triangle, and this side will be 60 degrees. I know the one side of the right angle triangle. I have to find the another side of the right angle triangle, which is nothing but, I know that what is tan 30? Tan theta is equal to opposite side by adjacent side, which is nothing but tan 30 equal to, what is the opposite side, which we have to find, question mark. So x by and adjacent side. Adjacent side is nothing but 9 is the value. Tan 30 is nothing but 1 by root 3, which is equal to x by 9. If you find x equal to 9 by root 3, you can write it as x equal to 9 by root 3, and x equal to 9 can be rewritten as 3 into 3, and 3 can be rewritten as root 3 into root 3, such that 1 root 3 cancel. So answer will be x equal to 3 root 3. So the length of the horizontal line AE, which is equal to BD, is 3 root 3. So here I have obtained with a value with 3 root 3. Again same, by using the tan rule, I can easily find the length of the CD also. Just look at it. Tan 30 equal to, which is nothing but this angle. Tan 30 equal to opposite side, we don't know. Simply make it as CD and divided by adjacent side. Adjacent side is nothing but 3 root 3, right? So 3 root 3. What is tan 30? We already know that 1 by root 3 equal to CD by 3 root 3. 3 root 3 got cancelled. So CD equal to 3. So the length of the CD is 3 and the length of the DE is 9. If you add those two numbers, the length of the total tower is simply 12 is the answer. Just look at the next question. One day, Vinita started 30 minutes late from the home and reached her office 50 minutes late while driving 25% slower than her usual speed. How much time in minutes does Vinita usually take to reach her office from the home? By using simple trick, we can find the answer. Speed is inversely proportional to time. While she drives 25% slower means she will drive at 3 by 4 seconds. So 1/4 was reduced such that she is traveling at the speed of 3 by 4 only. And we know that distance equal to speed into time. So time is inversely proportional to the speed, such that When speed is 3 by 4, then time will be definitely 4 by 3 time. I am assuming the normal time as t, and extra time to cover the distance is nothing but difference between those two numbers, which is nothing but 4 by 3 t minus t, which is equal to 1/3 into t. This is the extra time she is taking to reach the office. So what is the extra time in this case? She started 30 minutes late and reached the office 50 minutes late. So already she is not started at usual time. She is already started 30 minutes late. That's why she is 50 minutes late. Only 20 minutes was delayed because of the slowing her speed when compared to the regular speed, such that this 1/3 time is equal to 20 minutes. 1/3 time is equal to 20 minutes, then what is the usual time? It is 60 minutes. By simply using the concept of the inversely proportional concept, you can easily find the answer. So the answer is 60 minutes. Just look at the next question. A merchant buys 20 kgs of wheat of 30 rupees per kg, 40 kgs of wheat at 25 rupees per kg. He mixed them. Just look at what is his investment first. 20 kgs 30 rupees, which is nothing but 600 rupees is his investment, plus 40 kgs wheat at 25 rupees per kg. 40 into 25, the answer is 425 is 100, right? So 1000 rupees is the investment. So total he is investing 1600 rupees for the two varieties of the wheat. He mixed them and sells 1/3 of the mixture at 26 rupees per kg. The price at which the merchant should sell the remaining mixture so that he may earn profit of 25% in whole outlay is, which is nothing but he need to get the profit of 25%. What is his investment? What is his capital or investment? Which is nothing but 1600, and he need to get the profit of 25% on what he was invested. What is the 25% of 1600? 25% is nothing but 1/4, right? So what is the 1/4 of 1600? Simply 16 by 4, 4 times got cancelled. So 400 is the profit the merchant need to get. So for what value the total overlay should be sold for, which is nothing but 2000 rupees, 1600 plus 400. So he need to sell the all the mixture at the cost of 2000 rupees, but he already sells 1/3 mixture. 1/3 mixture is nothing but how many kgs the merchant have a mixture of 20 kgs and 40 kgs. So total 60 kgs he has having. In that 1/3 is nothing but 20 kgs already sold for 26 rupees, such that he already sells how much amount, which is nothing but 20 into 26, which is nothing but 520 rupees already obtained. So what is the difference between 2000 and 520? Which is nothing but 1480 rupees. So he's already got 520 rupees and he need to get the 1480 rupees with the remaining mixture. What is the remaining mixture? He has left with 40 kgs of mixture. So the question what he has asked for, what is the price of the remaining mixture he has to sell per kg, which is nothing but 40 kgs he has to sell at the rate of 1480 rupees. For 1 kg 0 get cancelled and 4 got cancelled here 3 times, 12 got cancelled and you have left with remainder 2, 28 is nothing but 7 times. So the remaining mixture will be sold at 37 rupees per kg in order to make the profit 25%, which will give merchant 2000 rupees at the end of the whole transaction. So 37 is the answer. Just look at the next problem. There are 20 persons sitting in a circle. In that there are 18 men and 2 sisters. How many arrangements are possible in which the 2 sisters are always separated by a man? Which is nothing but it is a circular arrangement, and this is based on a person who is a female. So 2 sisters are always separated by a man, only one man, such that just fix the one sister as A. I am assuming one sister as A and I am fixing her here. Why? Because it's a symmetric order. You can fix anywhere. So I am fixing here. And another sister can be placed left to the direction of A, or another combination is nothing but right to the A. So there are two possibilities. You can place second sister to the left of A or right of A, which is nothing but all the remaining 18 persons, 18 men can be arranged in any order. So how many ways you can place remaining members? 18 members can be arranged in 18 factorial ways, and this is one category and this is another category, which is nothing but into 2 is the answer. This 20 persons is nothing but 18 factorial into 2 is the answer. Look at the next problem. How many 6-digit even numbers can be formed from the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 so that digit should not be repeat and the second last digit is even? So if you have to form even numbers, just look at the question. 6-digit even numbers, which is nothing but the number you have created also a even number, such that in order to create a even number, the unit digit must always even, such that you have to choose either 2 or 4 or 6. Only 3 possibilities are there. So you can choose in 3 ways. So the 5th digit must be even, he said. So 5th position also even, and it can be filled in only 2 ways. Why? Because already unit digit was designed based on the 3 even numbers, and if you place one even number here, we have left with only 2 even numbers only, because he is using not a repetitive method. So that's why the 5th position possibility is 2. So how many numbers I have left with now? After placing 2 positions with the 2 different numbers, definitely I will left with 5 numbers to fill these 4 blanks, such that I have left with 5 numbers. So 5 digits can be filled in 5 factorial ways, and along with that, for the unit digit 3 ways are there. For the 5th digit 2 ways are there, such that total answer is 5 factorial is nothing but 120. 120 into 6, which is nothing but 720 is the answer. Look at the next problem. 100 students appeared for the examinations. 60 passed the first, 50 passed the second, and 30 passed the both. What is the possibility that students selected at random has failed in both the examinations? First examination and second examination. First examination and second examination. Both exams were passed by these students is 30. So this is the area, 30 members can be placed, and these members are common with first exam as well as second exam, such that the only first exam passed students are 60, right? So already there were 30 members were covered in this area. So there are remaining 30 members in only first exam passed candidates. These 30 members are only first exam passed candidates. Along with these 30 members, total 60 members were passed in the first exam, and 50 members passed in the second exam, which is nothing but already 30 members passed in both the subjects. So they are also considered as they are passed in second exam. So we have left with only 20 members only passed in the second exam. So how many total number of students was got passed already, which is nothing but 30 plus 30 plus 20, 80. How many students got failed? 100 minus 80, which is nothing but 20. So 20 members got failed. Select a student random who is failed in the both the exams. How many members are there who are failed in the examination is nothing but 20 out of 100. This is the probability. 0, 0 got cancelled, 2 got cancelled 5 times. So answer is 1 by 5. Just look at this question. It's a very tricky question and easy. W, X, Y, Z are integers. The expression X minus Y minus Z is even, and expression Y, Z, W is odd. If X is even, what must be true? If first expression must be a even, x already even. In order to make this expression even, the only condition is nothing but if both y and z odd, then this expression will be satisfied, or both must be even, then only the expression will satisfy the given condition. Now y z in both cases even, so look at the second expression, y z and w must be odd. If both are odd or both are even, it's not a matter, always y minus z gives you the answer as even. But this total expression must become odd. When will even number become odd number? If and only if you subtract or add an odd number, then only this expression become odd, such that w must be odd in this situation. Just look at the next question. The 5 tires of a car, 4 road tires and 1 is spare, were used equally in the journey of 40,000 kilometers. The number of kilometers of use of each tire will be. The total kilometers traveled by the 4 tires is 40,000 into 4, which is nothing but 1,60,000 kilometers. The car travels for 40,000 kilometers. So each tire will travel for 40,000 kilometers. The total distance traveled by all the tires is nothing but 1,60,000 kilometers. But this 1,60,000 kilometers is not traveled by only 4 tires. He is using 4 road tires and 1 spare tire, total 5 tires for this journey equally. The condition he has already given. He is using all the 5 tires equally, such that this 1,60,000 kilometers will be covered by 5 tires, such that 1,60,000 by 5 tires equal to 32,000 kilometers was traveled by each and every tire. The answer is 32,000. You have a doubt. After we travel 32,000 kilometers, we are left with 4 worn tires and 1 new tire. But if the tires are rotated properly, after every 800 kilometers, the all tires used equally. Just look at the next question. A cow and a horse are bought for 2 lakhs rupees. The cow is sold at a profit of 20% and the horse sold at loss of 10%. The overall gain is in the transaction is 4,000. The cost price of the cow. Very easy concept. If you use the alligation method, it will become very easy concept. The cow which was sold at 20% profit and the horse was sold at 10% loss, which is nothing but minus 10%. In alligation method, you have to take the mean. So one is giving a profit, another is giving a 10% loss, and overall is nothing but they are getting the gain of 4,000 rupees. What is the 4,000 in 2 lakhs? In 2 lakhs, 1% is 2,000. Then what is 2%? It is 4,000, right? So overall he is getting 2% profit. So this is the mean value. If you make the difference of these values in alligation method, you will get the ratio of the cow price and horse price. So 20 minus 2, the difference is 18%, which is nothing but 18, and the difference between those two numbers 10 and 2 minus 10, which is nothing but 2 plus 10, total 12 parts. So this is the ratio we have obtained with. Just if you minimize this ratio, then it will become 2:3. So this is the ratio of the prices of the cow and horse. 2 parts and 3 parts, total 5 parts. Split the to equal 5 parts, then we will get with 40k. For cow, we have to divide 2 parts. So cow is 80k and the horse is 12k. This is the prices of the 120k. This is the prices of the horse and cow. But he is asking about the cost price of the cow. The cost price of the cow is 80k, which is nothing but option 2. Very easy concept if you use the elimination method for this type of two comparison objects. Just look at the next problem. The water from one outlet flowing at a constant rate can be filled the swimming pool in 9 hours. The water from the second outlet flowing at a constant rate can be filled up the same pool in the approximately 5 hours. If the both outlets were used at the same time, approximately what is the number of hours required to fill the pool? Need not to go for any complex calculation, just go for the assumption method. If you use assumption method, this problem become more easier. What is assumption method is nothing but by seeing the numbers, you have to assume a number which is going to give you ideal answer. So when I look at the question here, 9 hours and 5 hours are there, such that I will assume that the capacity of the tank as the multiple of these two numbers, which is nothing but I will assume that the tank capacity is 45 liters. He has given that the first pipe fill the tank in 9 hours. Then what is the capacity of the tank? I have assumed it as 45, right? The first pipe can fill the total pool in 9 hours. Then what is the capacity of the first pipe? Which is nothing but 5 liters per hour. Same, this 45 liters capacity pool can be filled by the second pipe in 5 hours, such that it will become, its capacity of the pipe 2 is 45 by 5, which is nothing but 9 liters per hour. So the first pipe can fill 5 liters in 1 hour and second pipe can fill 9 liters in 1 hour. If both the pipes were opened together, then combined the capacity is nothing but the total sum of the individual capacities of the pipes per hour, which is nothing but 5 plus 9, 14 liters per hour. So if you open both the pipes together, they can fill 14 liters in 1 hour. Then I have to fill 45 liters tank. Then what will be the answer? 45 by 14, which is approximately, it is 3 times. He is asking approximately. When I see the options, the answer which only exists with 3 is option number 2. I don't go for another remainder concept and decimal values. Direct I will give you the answer as 3.2. Just look at the next problem. 3 mangoes and 4 apples cost 85 rupees and 5 apples and 6 peaches cost 122 rupees. 6 mangoes and 2 peaches cost 144 rupees. What is the combination price of 1 apple, 1 peach and 1 mango? So this is the simple equations oriented concept. I don't wanna waste our time by doing a lot of calculations for this problem. Just simply go through the equations step by step. What is the first one? 3 mangoes plus a apple. 3m plus 4a equal to 85, and second equation you have to take is 5a plus 6p equal to 122, and third equation you have to calculate is 6m plus 2p equal to 114 is the third equation. We have 3 equations and 3 different variables. If you compare these 3 equations, you can easily get the 3 variables easily. If you solve these 3 equations, you will get the answer m equal to 15, which is nothing but mango value is 15 rupees and apple value is 10 rupees and peach value is nothing but 12 rupees. So if you add all the one piece of the fruit, then it will become 37 rupees is the answer. Thank you guys, thank you for watching. Your likes will give me the boost to make more videos. So please like my video and subscribe my channel.